Okay, so today we're going to look at how you will use your Spanish or your French knowledge organisers for learning vocab using a parallel text. Now, if this is set as your home learning task, again, your teacher will refer to the subject knowledge organiser that you need to use. Now, it may be for the term that we're in, it may be that they've asked you to revisit a prior knowledge organiser so that you can revisit the vocab learnt in that half term and you can start to embed it in your long-term memory. Now, we've already discussed the vocab learning techniques, and actually the technique for the parallel text is very similar to the one that you use in those. It incorporates your key vocabulary and it incorporates those really high-level wow phrases to produce a model answer. Now, these parallel texts at first can look a little bit strange. On the left-hand side, you've got your target language response. In Year 7, we're learning our basic greetings. So this is actually a conversation between person A and person B. If we are maybe in Year 8 or later on in Year 7 or in any other year group, we might have a written response that is actually just broken down into a line-by-line basis. Whatever the topic it is that we're learning, this is going to be a perfect, really high-level response in either French or Spanish, depending on what you're learning. On the right-hand side, if you're in Key Stage 4, so Year 9, 10 or 11, you will have a translation into natural English. But if you're in Year 7 and 8, you'll notice that we use something that's called dodgy English. Now, that is that we've done a direct translation, a word-for-word translation. Now, we wouldn't ever say it that way in English, but actually it's really important in our beginning our learning journey, our language learning journey, that we actually do understand how Spanish is different to English. So if I look at this one, and I'm right at the beginning of Year 7, the technique is the same regardless of what year group you're in, I'm going to take my vocab learning book. And at first, I'm going to follow that same technique of look and cover and read. So I'm going to go line by line. And I'm saying it out loud because I want to make sure that my pronunciation is accurate as I go through. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, how are you? Now that's a direct translation. That's fine though because it's the same as English. Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? I'm well, thanks. And you? Well, in English we might say well, but we might also say good. I'm good, I'm well. We might say it either way. We need to be aware of that. As I move down, sí, estoy muy bien, gracias. Yes, I'm very well, thanks. So far, so good. It seems quite logical. Here, though, we might notice that things start to sound a bit clunky in the English. ¿Cómo te llamas? In English, how do you call yourself? Well, we need to know that we would never ever say this in this way. We would naturally translate it as what are you called or what is your name? But literally we are asking how do you call yourself? And it's important we understand that so that we start to get an understanding of the Spanish grammar. If I look again, I've got me llamo Pablo. ¿Y tú? I call myself Pablo, and you. Now, when we start off, your teacher is going to set you a certain number of lines that you need to learn. So right at the beginning of Year 7, your homework might be you need to learn lines 1 to 3, because actually that's all that we've covered in our first lesson. As the term goes on, they might say to you, well, actually, I want you to do down from 1 to 5. I may even ask you to do from lines 1 to 8. Gradually, as we build up our knowledge throughout the term, we'll gradually start building up how many lines we are going to do. It is really important that we remember that we are not going to sit and do all of it until we get to the end of the term and we have covered everything within there. Now, to demonstrate how we use this, I'm going to be using my knowledge organiser, my knowledge book again, my vocab book rather. And I'm going to go through because I want to focus on writing this correctly. I need 2 different colour pens, as I did before, and actually I will have my card to hand because I might want to cover things over. I might want to make notes of key vocabulary that I keep forgetting, as I did when I was using my vocab learning earlier. Now, as I look through, hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, how are you? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? I'm well, thanks. And you? Now I'm just going to do these 2 to start because I'm right at the beginning of my journey. So I'm going to get my booklet and I'm going to cover over the Spanish. Hello, how are you? Hello, I know that one. It's hola. So I'm going to write that in nice and clearly. How are you? Oh, I can remember this. I've done this quite a lot in class. ¿Cómo estás? Brilliant. Now I'm not going to go any further because I need to make sure that I've got this correct. So I'm just going to pull down, and straight away I can spot I've forgotten a couple of things. In Spanish, when I've got a question, I need to have that upside down question mark at the beginning. So I need to remember to include that. Also in Spanish, we've got accents. I remembered one of them. I did really well there. However, I forgot that there was one on estás as well. So I'm going to write that in as well. And I did get my question mark on the end. My hola also was perfect. So I'm going to give myself a tick for that. Now, I need to remember my upside down question mark, so I'm going to put that as a reminder. And the word estás was something that I need to remember as well. So now I'm going to get my piece of card, and I'm just going to cover that and see if I can do it again. Hello. Hola. How are you? It's a question, so in Spanish I must put that question mark before it. How are you? ¿Cómo estás? There was an accent on there. I know there was an accent, but I'm a bit unsure where it went. I'm going to put it here. And now I'm going to check because I don't want to get it wrong. So I'm going to look back. ¿Cómo estás? Oh, that's annoying. I got it wrong. The accent is on this bit. So let's just check the whole sentence. Hola. I've remembered my question mark. Amazing. ¿Cómo is perfect. Estás. I need to remember this word, so I'm just going to write it very carefully a few times. Estás. In Spanish, I actually know that if I've got an accent, that means I've got to stress that sound, so I can hear it when I say it. Estás. I'm stressing that sound. Estás. I've done it 3 times. Let's try that whole thing again. So, hola. Question mark before my question. How are you? ¿Cómo estás? I can hear where that accent goes. I'm just going to have a quick check. Amazing. I'm super proud of myself now. I've just got that whole thing right. So in fact, as I'm feeling so confident, let's do that a few times. Hola. Question mark. ¿Cómo estás? And again. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? I'm going to do it 3 for luck. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Have a look. Boom. I'm really happy with that. I've got every single one of those exactly the same and correct every time. So I'm going to give myself a whole load of ticks. Now, can I remember the next bit? I'm well, thanks. And you? Well, I've done this quite a bit in class, so I don't think I need to check it again because I'm feeling quite confident. If I wasn't confident, I would look and then I would cover it again to make sure. I'm well. Estoy bien. Gracias. And you? Y tú. And I remember that's got an accent because I kept forgetting that in class, and that was the thing that I set myself as a target. Let's have a little look. Estoy bien. Amazing. I felt really confident with that. Gracias. Y. Oh, that's really annoying. I've forgotten that question mark again. I'm going to make a note for myself that I remember this as I'm moving forward. I need to remember that all questions in Spanish start with, and I can squeeze it in, upside down question mark. I've made that note for myself. I'll refer back to that next time. If I look at the rest of it though, I got that perfect. So I'm going to repeat the same process as I did here. The more confident I get, the more sentences I will try and do at a time. Next time I come back to this and I pick up my vocab book, it's going to be really important for me that I have a look and I think about what was my target last time. I might even put a big reminder up here that this is my target area. This is what I need to focus on. upside down question mark. That's my target. Upside down question mark. So I remember that next time, that's what I want to come and work on.